What's up, everybody? So it's a new week, back with a new movie. As promised, it is not a horror movie. I know that's fun for a lot of y'all, but that just does it does something to me. So I gotta chop it up. I can't just do that back to back to back to back, unless it's zombie stuff, because that's a different feeling for me. Last week, The Thing was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I have never had an experience like that before. But I wanted something a little different. And it's actually really different because all we've watched so far is sci-fi, which I love. But this is something different. This is an early suggestion from you guys. It's called The Grand Budapest Hotel. What I know about this movie is that it was directed by Wes Anderson. And I know he has a lot of famous movies that people really love. I have not seen any of them. Aside from, I have seen The Royal Tenenbaums when I was very young. And I remember one scene from it, and it's the scene on that tennis court when he's having that fit with one shoe on. And I'm telling you, when I was a little kid, that shit cracked me up. I thought it was the most hilarious thing. But I haven't watched any of his movies since then, even though I really wanted to see Isle of Dogs after I saw the trailer, but I haven't seen that either. So anyway, I'm excited to see this movie. I think it's gonna be a good time, y'all. Let me know what you think. Visually, I'm already a fan. In memory of our national treasure, author. I don't recognize him. Oh. He's the author of The Grand Budapest Hotel.
It is an extremely common mistake. People think the writer's imagination is always at work. In point of fact, the opposite is true. Stop it! Stop it! No! Don't do it!
Who is that child?
To him, who has often told the tales
Some
of
little
others,
baby's kids
many
running around the
tales
house.
will be told. Sorry. The incidents that follow were described to me
He's not pointing that gun.
as I present them here, and in a wholly unexpected way.
Wow, it looks like a storybook. I love that.
A number of years ago, while suffering from a mild case of scribe's fever, I had decided to spend the month of August in the spa town of Nebelsbad and had taken up rooms in the Grand Budapest.
Beautiful.
It was off-season, and by that time decidedly out of fashion, and it had already begun its descent into shabbiness, although I do not believe any acquaintance among our number had proceeded beyond the polite nods we exchanged as we passed in the Palm Court and the Arabian Baths.
These
along
visuals.
the Colonnade Funicular. I had established a casual and bantering familiarity with the hotel's concierge, Monsieur Jean, who struck one as being at once both lazy and really quite accommodating. I expect he was not well paid. In any case, one evening, as I stood conferring elbow to elbow with Monsieur Jean, I noticed a new presence. in our
Jude is cracking me up.
A small, elderly man, smartly dressed. He was, like the rest of us, alone. But also, I must say, he was the first that struck one as being deeply and truly lonely. A symptom of my own medical condition as well. Who's this interesting old fellow?
Don't you recognize him?
Well, no,
He
that's
did
why I
look
asked you.
familiar.
That's Mr. Mustafa himself.
Mr. Zero Mustafa was, at one time, the richest man in Zubrovka, and was still indeed the owner of the Grand Budapest. Zero Mustafa had purchased and famously inhabited some of the most lavish castles and palazzos on the continent. Yet here, he occupied his servants' quarters.
Welcome,
At that
Mr.
moment,
Mustafa.
the curtain rose on a parenthetical domestic drama. Shit. Quite the immediate and complete attention of Monsieur Jean.
Do something, y'all. Heimlich.
Did not hold mine for long.
Jude is like, that's not my business. I don't even know the Heimlich maneuver.
I admire your work.
I beg your pardon?
I know and admire your wonderful work.
Thank you most kindly, sir.
May I invite you to dine with me tonight? And it will be my pleasure to tell you my story. Well, it begins with our mutual friend's predecessor.
Of him in the background like, eh?
It begins, of course, with...
Part 1, M. Gustav.
Is that from Erbischoff and Company?
I believe so.
Second trunk. Who has the tickets?
I am Mr.
Give them to me. These are in order. Wait in the corner.
Who's this, madame?
I'm not leaving.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not leaving.
Why not?
I'm frightened.
Of what?
I fear this may be the last time we ever see each other.
Why on earth would that be the case?
Well, I can't put it into words, but I feel it.
Is that Tilda Swinton?
Come with me.
fucking lutz.
It kind of looks like her under that old age makeup.
You're always anxious before you travel. But truly and honestly, oh dear God, what have you done to your fingernails? This diabolical varnish, the colour is completely wrong.
You don't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I am physically repulsed. While questing once, you may just listen to the words. Hush.
Will you light a candle for me, please? In the sacristy of Santa Maria.
I'll see to it myself immediately. Remember, I'm always with you.
That is Tilda.
I love you. She's very fond of me, you know.
Clearly.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen her like that before.
No, sir.
She was shaking like a shitting dog.
Truly.
Run to the Cathedral of Santa Maria in Brucknerplatz, buy one of the plain half-length candles and take back 4 klubecks in change. Light it in the sacristy, say a brief rosary, then go to Mendel's and get me a courtesan au chocolat. If there's any money left, give it to the crippled shoeshine boy.
Right away, sir.
Hold it! Who are you?
Mr.
I'm
Mustafa?
Zero, sir. The new lobby boy.
Zero, you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've never heard of you, never laid eyes on you. You're now going to be officially interviewed.
Should I go and light the candle first, sir?
What? No.
Forget all of that. What about the shoe shine boy? He was counting on that nickel.
Hotel Kinski kitchen boy. 6 months. Before that, I was a skillet scrubber.
Experience 0.
Thank you again.
Skillet scrubber.
Education.
I studied reading and spelling. I started my primary school. I almost finished.
Education 0. Now that's no.
Damn.
Family.
I love this pacing.
0.
Aww. 0 for 0.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Well, who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir. It's an institution.
Very good.
Yes, a desire for servitude is what these bitches bank on.
1,000 klubecks.
Were you ever a lobby boy, sir?
What do you think?
Well, I suppose you'd have to start somewhere. I mean, you could
Well,
have...
go light the goddamn candle.
Yes, sir.
And so my life
It
began.
really has come up.
Junior lobby boy in training, Grand Budapest Hotel, under the strict command of Monsieur Gustave H.
What is a lobby boy? A
Yeah.
lobby boy is completely invisible, yet always in sight. A lobby boy anticipates the client's needs before the needs are needed. A lobby boy is above all discreet to a fault. Our guests know their deepest
I couldn't do
secrets,
it.
some of which are frankly rather unseemly, will go with us to our graves.
I began to realize that many of the hotel's most valued and distinguished guests came for him. It seemed to be an essential part of his duties, but I believe it was also his pleasure. The requirements
I'm
were
sure.
always the same. They
Getting
had to
1,000
be
klubecks a
rich,
visit.
old, insecure, vain, superficial, blonde, needy.
Oh!
Why blonde? Because they all were. He was, by the way, the most liberally perfumed man I had ever encountered. The scent announced his approach from a great distance and lingered for many minutes after he was gone. I worked 6 days each week, plus a half-day Sunday.
That's where you're
5
staying?
a.m. until just after midnight. 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and a late supper.
Oh!
Gustav also delivered a nightly sermon.
Rudeness is merely the expression of fear. People fear they won't get what they want. The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved. They
Ugh.
will open up like a flower. Full bristles, and with that blush first colour lip.
Bitches are
His own
hungry.
dinner he took alone in his room.
Oh. That's where he's staying? Even though he's getting 1,000 klubecks a visit?
The identity of the owner of the hotel was unknown to all of us. Each month, his emissary, known as Deputy Kovacs,
Motherfucking Jeff Goldblum.
arrived to review the books. On these occasions, Mr. Gustav
these
and our
rugs.
business manager, Herr Becker, met with him in private consultation above reception.
Every scene is just so lush visually. I'm loving it.
This was also when I met Agatha,
Is that Saoirse?
but we won't discuss that.
We won't. You don't even wear a coat to go get the papers?
What do you want?
Look.
Oh! Oh!
Dear God.
Oh!
It
Stop!
was good.
Wait, what?
Sweet, sweet. She needs me, and I need you to help me with my bags and so on. I'll bring a bottle of the Pouilly Jouvet 26 in an ice bucket. Two
Stop.
glasses so we don't have to drink the cat piss they serve in the dining car.
Oh, God!
She tried to tell me she had a premonition.
She did.
Listen.
She was
All
like,
of us
I...
will be dressed in black, except her own ghastly, deceitful children whom she loathes. They'll be dancing like gypsies.
Wow, that was rude to
There's
gypsies.
really no point in
Well,
doing anything
the Romney
in life.
people.
It's all over in the blink of an eye. Oh, how the good die young.
She was young.
She's left a few Klubecks for your old friend, but one never knows until the ink is dry on the death certificate.
That's why you're really
Dynamite in
going.
the sack, by the way.
She was 84.
I mean, you know what?
I've had all.
No shade.
When you're young, it's all fillet steak, but as the years go by, you have to move on to the cheaper cuts, which is fine with me because I like those. More flavorful, so they say.
Sir! Have some
I'm
propriety.
studying the barley field.
Documents, please.
Because the impending war.
It's not a very flattering portrait, I'm afraid.
Honey.
It was once considered a great beauty.
Shut up,
He's making a funny face.
lobby boy.
That's a migratory visa with stage 3 worker status, France, darling. He's with me.
Come outside, please.
Why? Because he's brown?
Wait a minute, sit down, Zero. His papers are in order. I cross-referenced them myself. You can't arrest him simply because he's a bloody immigrant. He hasn't done anything wrong.
That don't usually mean anything. Are they gonna take his white word for it? Nope.
Never mind, Monsieur. You filthy goddamn fascist assholes!
Ooh.
Take your hands off my lobby boy!
Aw, tell me how you really feel.
What's the problem?
This is outrageous. The young man works for me at the Grand Budapest Hotel in Naples,
Monsieur Gustave?
Yes, I'm known.
I'm the son of Dr. and Mrs. Wolfgang Henkels-Bergersdorfer.
I know exactly who you are. It's uncanny. You're little Albert.
I'm terribly embarrassed. Release them. Release them!
We both have bloody noses. Do something.
Your colleague is stateless. You'll need to apply for a revised special transit permit, which at this point may be very difficult to acquire. It's temporary, but it's the best I can
What does
offer.
it say? Let it be known. The bearer of this document shall be permitted free and unmolested travel on the personal authority of this motherfucker.
But now is your wonderful mother.
Damn.
She's very well, thank you. Your companion was very kind to me when I was a lonely little boy.
The power of a service job. Sometimes that shit comes in handy if you can be truly good at it.
You see, there are still faint glimmers of civilization left in this barbaric slaughterhouse that was once known as humanity. No, fuck it.
Yeah, and just drink. This house. Damn, bitch. Look at these parquet floors.
They've done a
The funeral in
marvellous job.
Heather's.
I don't know what sort of cream they've put on you down at the morgue, but I want some. Honestly, you look better than you have in years. You look like you're alive.
You look like you're alive.
Clotilde,
Oui, Monsieur Gustave.
a glass of chilled water with no ice, please.
Et aussi, Monsieur Serge, je voudrais vous parler en privé.
Is that Leah Sudol?
Oh. All right, then.
There are so many people in this movie.
Shan't be long, darling. A moment later, the kitchen passage swung open, and a small servant dressed in white jolted into the room. I've never forgotten the look on that man's face. What the devil is going on? I myself had never set foot inside a house of this kind in my life. When the destiny of a great fortune is at stake, men's greed spreads like a poison in the bloodstream.
Facts.
In-laws of increasingly
Wow.
tenuous connection. The old woman's most distant relations had come
The room is
flourishing out of
packed.
the woodwork. It was a disorienting coincidence. We discovered our own Deputy Kovacs.
Y'all are killing me.
He was the executor of the dead widow's estate.
This is Madame D's last will and testament.
Read it out. The people want to
Consists
know.
of a general tontine drawn up before the event of her husband's death, in combination with 635 amendments, notations, corrections, and letters of wishes executed during the subsequent decades. But in the opinion of this office, it was Madame D's intention that control of the vast bulk of her estate should be transferred forthwith to her son Dimitri, with special allowances for
That is Adrian Brody.
sisters Marguerite, Laetitia, and Carolina. However, an additional codicil delivered into my possession by post and by all indications sent by Madame D during the last hours of her life contains an amendment to the original certificate, which as prescribed by law, I will read to you now.
Did Gustav get the fortune?
To my esteemed friend, who comforted me in my later years and brought sunshine into the life of an old woman who thought that she would never be
She
happy
did.
again.
She left it to him. She left it
Sir
to the
Gustave
consul.
H. I bequeath, bestow, and devise, free of all taxation, and with full and absolute fiduciary entitlement, the painting known as Boy with Apple. Wow. By Johannes van Hoytel.
I can't believe it.
What? Which gave us both so much pleasure.
Can she do that?
Gustave H.
What?
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
What is this painting? Ah!
I've come to pay
You
my
need to back
respects
up,
to the great
Adrian.
woman whom I love.
You're not getting Boy with Apple, you goddamn little fruit.
How's that supposed to make me feel?
First of all, My sexuality is ambiguous up to this point, okay? And fruit is delicious, so I don't even take it as an insult.
Pressing charges. This criminal has plagued my family for nearly 20 years. He's a ruthless adventurer and a con artist who preys on mentally feeble, sick old ladies. Probably fucks them, too.
Definitely true.
I go to bed with all my friends.
Not the Spider-Man villain.
What? She's dead. We're reading her will. If I don't you ever want to
It's a free-for-all.
my mother's body, living or dead, I swear to God I'll cut your throat.
You hear me? I thought I was supposed to be a fucking faggot.
You are, but you're bisexual.
Let's change the subject. I'm leaving.
I can't with the bigotry. There are plenty of things to attack him for.
Boy without
the
woman
bigotry.
is priceless, understand?
Is it very beautiful?
Beyond description.
It's little.
It's a masterpiece. The rest of this shit is worthless junk.
I mean, the house is beautiful. Are you just gonna take it? You're not gonna put it in a bag or wrap it in a tarp or something?
Oui, Serge, vous pouvez emballer ça.
Oh.
Vous appelez?
Leah's like, okay. Their faces. What'd you put in there? What was that letter?
I'll die with this picture above my bed. See the resemblance?
Oh, yes.
That is such a perfectly composed shot.
Actually, we should sell it. Sooner rather than later, in case they try to steal it back.
Yeah.
Plus, something about those lunatic foot soldiers on the express. I think this could be a tricky war and a long dry spell in the hotel trade. For all we know, they could board us up tomorrow.
Facts. Trust your instincts on that one.
Let's make a solemn blood pact. We'll contact the black market and liquidate Boy with Apple by the end of the week. Then leave the country and lay low somewhere along the Maltese Riviera until the troubles blow over and we resume our posts. In exchange for your help, your loyalty, and your services as my personal valet, I pledge to you 1.5% of the net sales price.
1.5?
Plus room and board.
Could you make it 10?
10? You joking?
You're asking for servitude for
And you wouldn't know
years.
you know from chicken giblets. No, 1.5 is correct, but I tell you what, if I die first, and I most certainly will, you will be my sole heir. There's not much in the kitty except a set of ivory-backed hairbrushes and my library of romantic poetry, but when the time comes, these will be yours. This is our sacred bond.
Excuse me. The police are here. They asked for you.
Well.
Right now.
We low-key.
Have you ever been questioned by the authorities?
Yes, on one occasion.
What?
I was arrested and tortured by the rebel militia after the desert uprising.
Right.
Damn.
Well, you know the drill then. Zip it.
Of course.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know shit about that painting. Don't take the fur. Aww.
How may we serve you, gentlemen?
Y'all really have broad job descriptions.
By order of the Commissioner of Police of Broca Province, I hereby place you under arrest for the murder of Madame Celine Villeneuve de Goffin Taxi.
I knew there was something fishy. She's been murdered, and you think I did it.
Where are you running to? You're up the stairs of the hotel. Criminal internment camp. Oh, why is it so beautiful? This chain gang uniform. What's wrong with your face? Who beat the shit out of you?
What happened?
What happened, my dear Zero, is I beat the living shit out of a snivelling little runt called Pinky Banditsky, who had the gall to question my virility. Because if there's one thing we've learned from Penny Dreadfuls, it's that when you find yourself in a place like this, you must never be a candy ass. He's actually become a dear friend. You'll meet him, I hope. What's the charge?
In the small hours of the evening of 19 October, an individual well known to the House and staff of Monsieur Gustave H. did arrive at the Degaff on Taxi's residence in Lutz to deliver himself into the private chambers of Madame D. The next morning, Madame D. was found dead by strychnine poisoning. But the key witness who actually saw the alleged events appears to have fled the jurisdiction. His whereabouts are currently unknown, but is being sought by the relevant authorities.
Who is he?
Yeah.
Serge?
You have an alibi?
Of course, but she's married to the Duke of Westphalia. I can't allow her name to get mixed up in all this money.
Don't give up.
Yeah, bitch. You're my ticket out.
I'm looking for Serge X.
Yes, sir.
You're his sister.
Yes, sir.
Seen him lately?
No, sir.
No, sir.
She said no.
No, sir.
Leave her alone.
I need to find him right away for his own safety and everybody else's. If he shows
That's
up...
a lie, girl.
Yes, sir.
Tell him Jopling says, come home.
A letter from Monsieur Gustave.
My dear and trusted colleagues.
I miss you deeply as I write from the confines of my regrettable and preposterous incarceration. The Grand Budapest remains in your hand. Take extra special care of every little bitty bit of it, as if I were watching over you like a hawk with a horsewhip in its talons, because
Damn.
I am. Tell Zero if you see any funny business.
Your devoted, Monsieur Gustave.
He's already moved up the service food chain in the prison.
May I offer any of you inmates a plate of mush? You with a very large star on your face?
These jammies are too much for me.
Oh, come now, try it. It's actually quite warm and nourishing this morning. It needs a dash of salt.
Oof, looks runny.
Good day.
There's one thing he knows, is service.
Good morning, Nicky.
Mendels again?
Precisely.
Who's got the throat slitter?
The throat slitter, so you can cut this cake.
You're one of us now. Tell him, Ludwig.
What is it?
Checkpoint 19 ain't no two-bit Huska. You got 72 guards on the floor and 16 more in the towers.
Were you planning to break out?
25-foot drop into a moat full of crocodiles. But like the best of them, it's got a soft spot. Take a look.
Very good. You've got
It
a
is
wonderful
beautiful.
line, Ludwig. This shows great artistic promise.
It does.
It's 25 inches of reinforced granite masonry, is it not? Digging with the throat slitter, I expect this would take 3 to 6 months of continual effort, during which time several of our men would have been violently executed.
We need digging tools.
Okay.
Which have proven hard to come by in this flop house.
Are you ill, Mr. Mustafa? It's only that I don't know how to proceed.
He was crying.
You see, I never speak of Agatha because I'm unable to control my emotions.
What happened?
Well, I suppose there's no way around it.
On our third formal rendezvous, I had asked for her hand in marriage, and she had agreed.
Will you marry me?
Wow.
Yes.
We did not have 50 Klubecks between the two of us, and we were deeply in love.
He only wears the lobby boy uniform.
Thank you.
It's a book.
For my dearest, darling, treasured, cherished Agatha, whom I worship, with respect, adoration, admiration, kisses, gratitude, best wishes, and love, from Z to A.
How sweet.
Monsieur Gustave
Beautiful.
insisted on an immediate and thorough cross-examination, during which he presented Agatha with a porcelain pendant and 5 dozen individually tissue-wrapped white tulips in a box the size of a child's coffin.
Not right. Is he flirting with you?
Yes.
I approve of this union. Agatha, my beauty, return to your beloved. Blessings upon you both.
Not only was Agatha
For real.
immensely skilled with a palette knife and a buttercream flourish,
Linda.
she was also very brave.
Something's missing. A crucial document. I don't know what it is. Given the circumstances of the death, I suggest that we immediately bring this matter to the attention of the municipal inspector so that there can be absolutely no question of impropriety at any future date. Agreed?
Not agreed.
They're greedy little
Not
fucks.
Not agreed.
They just want the money.
Who are you working for?
Beg your pardon?
Who are you working for?
I work for the estate.
They're supposed to be our lawyer.
Well, in point of fact, I'm the executor of the estate.
Exactly.
In this particular situation, I represent the deceased.
Exactly.
Provision for my fees was included in the...
Just wrap it up and don't make waves.
Bitch.
Agree?
Nah, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
I'm obligated to proceed according to the rule of law.
Not agreed.
Fuck you, Adrian. You homophobic little piece of shit.
Just throw my cat out the window?
The sisters are foul. I didn't know what they were doing under there. Oh my god. Like I won't say, a circle jerk.
You stole a painting. It's very valuable. Maybe 5 million Klubecks, in fact. Something should happen to me and Mr. Gustave.
You steal art?
One picture. Anyway, we need to make a plan for your survival. Hide this. It tells you exactly where and how to find Boy with Apple. Less than half the retail asking price.
I don't trade in stolen property.
Well, you might have to, girl. What if I go down? I need you to know where the bag is hidden.
Go to sleep.
Yes, Sir Maggie.
Wait, do you always leave it propped open like that? No. Parkouring through the rooftops. Your walk is giving me something. You stick a dead cat in a bag? Throw the cat away. Cutting it close. The museum employees want to go home. You can't see nothing we're seeing in 14 minutes. This place is stunning though. Ooh, scary. Did you just murder him?
The next morning, Herr Becker received a peculiar last-minute notice from the office of Deputy Kovacs, postponing their scheduled meeting in perpetuity.
The family has made it clear. Get in our way and we will fuck you up. Is Zero your ride? Oh. How are you not waking up any of the other...
But you get out there.
Prisoners.
These guys are trying to escape.
Shut up!
What's wrong with you, you goddamn snitch? God! God!
Fuck you, man!
It's you. Thank you, you sweet, kind man.
His servants always comes back to help him in a bind. These motherfuckers sleep like the dead. Queen. How'd you build that ladder? Out of pieces you found. Was that a bone at the top? A wrench, post off of a bed. This escape is elaborate.
Whoa!
The throat cutter! Oh, I should let him go down alone.
I suppose you'd call that a draw.
Damn, y'all.
Let me introduce you. Pinky, Wolf, Ludwig, this is the Divine Zero. Gunther was slain in the catacombs. Well, boys, who knows when...
Poor Gunther. Y'all would have made it out without his sacrifice.
No time to gab. Which way to the safe house?
I couldn't find one.
Zero.
Safe house? I understand. Too risky. We'll just have to wing it, I suppose.
They're about to kill that man and take the bus.
I suppose this is to be expected back in...
Excellent algebra.
Precisely. I suppose this is to be expected back in Excellent Algebra, where one's prized possessions are a stack of filthy carpets and the starving goat, and one sleeps behind a tent flap and survives on wild dates and scarabs.
Fuck
Not
you!
how I trained you. What on God's earth possessed you to leave the homeland where you very obviously belong and travel unspeakable distances to become a penniless immigrant?
Well, you see, my father was murdered, and the rest of my family were executed by firing squad. Her village was burned to the ground, and those who managed to survive were forced to flee.
Honey.
Because of war.
So you're actually really more of a refugee in that sense?
Truly.
I suppose I better take back everything I just said.
Maybe.
I apologize on behalf of the hotel.
You were just upset I forgot to
Don't
perfume.
make excuses for me.
Don't.
I owe you my life.
True.
You are my dear friend and protege, and I'm very proud of you. I'm so sorry, Zero.
Aww.
We're brothers.
Aww. Just leaving a trail of footprints in the snow. You should have got on the goddamn bus. Y'all really do a lot of investigative work.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Civilian personnel aren't
For real, get the fuck out.
Military investigation.
His employer's mother was one of the victims of...
Shut up.
That don't give you the right.
Are you aware of the murder of Deputy Vilmos Kovacs on the 23rd of October?
I'm aware of his disappearance.
Fucker, you did
Escort
it.
Mr. Jopling off the premises.
Y'all ain't gonna hold him for questioning or nothing. Yo, she's gonna let him lick this postcard?
This is an official request. I'm formally calling upon the special services of...
Society of Cross Keys.
I'll call you back, Gustav.
Is this a secret society of servants?
Stand by.
Is it Bill Murray?
Get me Monsieur George at the Chateau Marks, please.
Get me Monsieur Dino at the Palazzo Principessa, please. Straight away.
Y'all have a great look.
Get me Monsieur Robin at L'Hotel Court du Cap, please.
Take over.
And every single one of them has a zero.
Too much salt.
So I've heard.
Get in!
It's Bill.
We found the butler. Tell no one. He'll explain everything. Your train departs in 4.5 minutes. Here's your tickets.
We cut it close. Yeah. Right on time.
Talk to the comforting sister
What does that mean? The clamp on the floor.
Holy fuck.
Were you just noticing that it's gone?
I believe it was removed by Mr. Gustave.
Leah! Oh!
A radio telegram was delivered and signed for by the girl at 4 a.m. Pack your things. Stop. Be ready to leave at moment's notice. Stop. Hide out in the vicinity of Gabelmeister's Peak. Stop. Destroy this message. All my love. Full stop.
Don't tell me. Not Saoirse. Oh, it's the sister. Why did you murder the sister? He said be persuasive, not behead. You are so evil.
As a precaution, we disembark quietly in the freight yard just outside the station.
Smart. But he can tell you were there. Because he can smell the lead de panache. You need to give that up. It's gonna be your downfall. It's like a trail of breadcrumbs.
Somebody's coming.
Is it a monk?
Get on my next cable call.
Okay.
Are you Monsieur Gustave of the Grand Budapest Hotel in Naples?
Yeah.
Search with me.
Family of four is like, what the fuck? This place is also stunning.
Put these on and sing.
Insane! Why are you in a monastery? Rude. He probably goes to church here every Sunday.
You Monsieur Gustave of the Grand
Yes, damn it.
Confess.
Forgive me, Monsieur Gustave. I never meant to betray you. They threatened my life.
Listen, I hate to put you on the spot, but I really must ask you to clear my name. Obviously, you're grieving.
There's more. I was the official witness in Madame D's presence to the creation of a second will to be executed only in the event of her death by murder.
Oh.
A second will?
I pulled a copy.
A second copy of the second will?
Right.
Well, what does it say? Where is it? What's it all about, damn it? Don't keep us in suspense, Serge. This has been a complete fucking nightmare. What the fuck is going on?
Let a bitch know.
Serge? Serge! Bloody hell, they
Oh, motherfucker! You are too good at your job. That was so clean and smooth. I can't. Damn, that thing gained speed fast. Olympic fucking course. A little bumpier for y'all. Fucking for real. This is too clean. Don't let him play you like this.
This to be the end. Farewell, cried the wounded piper boy.
No! What's going on with a poem?
Methinks me breathes me last, me fears, said he.
Oh, Zero!
Well done, Zero!
Oh, the homie came through. Get off that cracked ledge. Who's watching? Oh.
Not attempt to flee.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'd rather jump off this cliff right now than go back to fucking prison.
Right?
I say we steal that sick maniac's motorcycle, go fetch Agatha, take back Boy with that bow, and head for the Maltese Riviera once and for all.
That's great.
So extraordinary, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
A
right.
moment of silence in memoriam of devoted servants.
No.
While we join the conduct of his duty.
Goodbye, Serge.
And his sister. All of the images of them on transport are...
The war began at midnight.
That's beautiful.
Eifelstadt fell by lunch under heavy shelling, and 10 battalions surged across the long western border.
Compliments of Herr Mendel for the executive staff.
Everybody loves a baked
General
good.
Stieglitz requests a garden view sitting room with an extra roll of
I'll
windows.
take
Put him
it.
in the Duke Leopold suite. He's checking in a day early at rooms 401-2-3.
They got Owen Wilson too.
I'd rather not bear witness to such blasphemy.
Me neither.
The Grand Budapest has become a troops' barracks. I shall never cross its
Yeah.
threshold again in my lifetime.
Actually, I think we might be going in there right now after all.
Dimitri.
We booked you and your sisters into the King Ferdinand suite. Asked me personally to make...
None of your business.
Beg your pardon.
You think that girl's got my legs? Excuse me.
Damn him for being so thorough.
Compliments of Herr Mendel.
Too good to pass up. Hey, keep your hands to yourself, bitch. Is that a piece of wheat coming out of her hair? It's so cute.
Pretty picture.
6th floor.
No, no, no! Don't leave! Yeah, girl. Don't stop! Don't stop, Agatha! Y'all, ditch the pastries.
Where's boy with apple?
No, go down to business.
For real.
I'm gonna blast your candy ass once and for all right now.
Stop before you kill somebody.
Drop your weapon.
These military are staying there. Everybody's just shooting.
Stop it! Who's shooting who?
That's Gustav H., the escaped murderer and art thief. I've got him cornered.
That's Dmitry Degov from Taxis. He's responsible for the killing of Deputy Kovac, Serge X, and his club put his sister plus his own mother.
Thank you.
Nobody moved. Everybody's under arrest.
Put the window!
Agatha.
Oh, what happens to Agatha? Why is it so painful to think of her? Oh, no. Great.
Something's on the back of the
Oh!
Agatha!
Y'all never unwrapped the painting from the day you took it? Oh my god. Bless this truck of pastries.
She left everything to Monsieur Gustave, of course. The mansion, known as Schlosslutz, the factories, which produced weapons, medicine, and textiles.
Damn. Right before a war?
Syndicate. And perhaps you've already deduced, this very institution. He anointed me his successor. He was the same as his disciples. Insecure, vain, superficial, blonde, needy. In the end, he was even rich. He did not succeed, however, in growing old.
Oh.
We are gathered together.
Nor did my darling.
The society across keys at the wedding.
Her son would be killed 2 years later by the Prussian grippe. An absurd little disease. Today we treat it in a single week, but in those days, many millions died.
Damn, we know the feeling.
Zero asked me about my humble beginnings in the hotel trade. I was perhaps for a time considered the best lobby boy we'd ever had at the Grand Budapest. This one finally surpassed me, although I must say he had an exceptional teacher.
True. Why are we stopping at a barley field again?
I find these black uniforms very drab.
Documents, please.
With pleasure, as always. You're the first of the official death squads to whom we've been formally introduced. How do you do? That's a migratory visa with stage 3 worker status, darling. Read this.
Does that still hold up? Oh!
I'm outside.
Now stay there. I give you my word, if you lay a finger on this man, I'll see you dishonorably discharged, locked up in the stockade, and hanged by sundown.
There are still faint glimmers of civilization left in this barbaric slaughterhouse that was once known as humanity.
Please, back the fuck down!
You filthy goddamn football and asshole!
He was one of them. What more is there to say?
They drug him out and killed him?
What happened in the end?
In the end, they shot him. So it all went to me.
Oh God. That's terrible.
After dinner, we went to collect the keys to our rooms, but Monsieur Jean had abandoned his post.
I expect he's forgotten all about it.
In recent years, of course, such properties and holdings as the Grand Budapest had become common property. Zero Mustafa had traded a great and important fortune in exchange for one costly, unprofitable, doomed hotel.
It was his home.
The hotel I keep for Agatha.
Oh.
We were happy here. For a little while.
Oh.
I think his world had vanished long before he ever entered it. But I will say, he certainly sustained the illusion with a marvelous grace.
Good night.
You got one hell of a story. Yet again, Lemony Snicket.
It was an enchanting old ruin,
but I never managed to see it again.
But its story lives on. Oh, that's the end. That was fucking phenomenal. Oh my God. That was incredible. That was so fucking good for so many reasons. I cannot wait to watch that again. Damn, I feel like I'll get a lot more out of it the second time because the pacing is really quick, so there's so much that I could see being made richer by a second viewing, so I'm really excited to watch it again. But that was seriously one of the best movies I've watched in so long. Fuck, I loved that. Beautiful. Beautiful to look at. The story was also beautiful. Sad and funny and quick and clever. A little scary. And really, really amazing. Wow. Y'all continue to not let me down. Thank you for that suggestion. It really makes me want to watch more Wes Anderson movies. The feeling that I get from those trailers is amplified times a million and brought to very real, vibrant life in these movies. I cannot believe how good that was. I cannot wait to do more movies from this list because everyone so far has been so good. Thanks, y'all. Damn. Well, I'll see you again next week for a movie. Keep on giving me suggestions. I mean, the list is long. Don't get me wrong. The list is very long. So if you're giving me suggestions at this point, I can't say when they might pop up on the channel. Keep giving them to me anyway because they're good and I love them and I appreciate y'all. So I'll see you soon.